Okay, and welcome back. Glad you're along tonight. There is a tremendous load on the bandwidth for this, and for those of you trying to get on and who cannot hear my voice, please accept my apologies in advance. We're going to put this program up on Rense.com tomorrow in its entirety for a free listen for everybody around the world. Clif High is back with us tonight, and there is much to discuss. This issue in the Gulf is but one of many that was forecast, predicted, if you will, by the Alta research and reports that Clif and George put out. This is news to some of you, perhaps, but most of you are well familiar with the work of Clif High and George here, his partner. But Clif is the point man on this. He is the man who does the talking and goes through the incredible piles of data to synthesize, collate, and otherwise formulate what the data suggests is going to happen. And if you look at Rense.com right now and scroll down, and right in the middle there under featured stories, you'll see the top box is oil catastrophe. And I have a hunch it's going to be there for a long, long time. The first story up there is Half Past Human, March 2010, Predictions of Oil Disaster. And if I might, let me first say hello to my friend and your friend and our friend. What was your name again?
They call me Clif.
Clif. That's right. That's where we're all headed, isn't it?
Indeed. I think we've already sailed over. And you know, the thing about the cliffs is they're almost impossible to climb up.
All too true. But what a ride down.
Right.
All right. Here's the piece I just alluded to. Half Past Human, March 2010. March, April, May, June. We're into July next week. Predictions of oil disaster. I want to read this. Take me a minute or two, but hang tight. In light of the enormous environmental BP oil catastrophe in the Gulf of Mexico, I've been going through the shape of things to come, ALTA, the Asymmetric Linguistic Trend Analysis Report, published March 12, 2010, by the amazing Clif High, the wizard behind the Half Past Human research. The following are just some of the remarkable and haunting excerpts available from Clif's Alta report. Now this again, all copyright, Clif High, it's right there, halfpasthuman.com. I'm going to read just fragments and sentences from the report. This is very important that you pay attention. This data clip was first on your electronic desktop. When did it start coming into you?
Oh, you can figure, let's see, we published it on the 12th, so we would have had 18 days before then would have been the last of the short-term and immediacy data that I would have looked at. Mm-hmm. So, you know, reasonably, yeah, the end of February, yeah, we'd probably been working the data since mid-February at the latest.
Yeah. That's, by the way, for those of you who don't know, what Clif does is extremely hard work. And he puts every ounce of himself into it. And like we try to do here and like many of you out there do in your lives, let's make the most of what we have here on this planet, what time we have. We may not have a lot of time left. Here are some excerpts. These are partial sentences, and so forth. First, the oceans are described as being not as before. End quote. The second one, disastrous summer problems with oceanic convection currents. And then, the supporting aspect attributes sets for the oceans being unlike their former selves. All right, we're talking about massive change here. The fourth, oceanic nightmare. Now, that's a phrase that came up through the Alta research, those little robots that go out and look for changes in language on the Internet. Oceanic nightmare. Another one, tidal problems to impact the offloading of ships and ports. Another, ocean changes linked to volcanoes. And there certainly has been quite a bit of volcanic activity, and the oil blowout itself has been compared to a volcano. of oil. And in many ways, it is. Many areas of coastal habitat are forecast to be effectively forbidden for use. Destruction of life support systems. Indications are many of the problems are related to the core of the planet. I'm going to read that again. 30,000-foot deep well into the mantle, opening a door to hell, going where we shouldn't go. Indications are many of the problems are related to the core of the planet. Humans and other life directly impacted by large clouds of drifting, complex methane. Methane gas release events coincide with dysfunction with the propaganda press. Do that again. Methane gas release events coincide with dysfunction with the propaganda press. Another phrase that came up. Percolating up. Governments merge naval operations into some large and mysterious fleet operations. And another quote, substantial changes within our planetary environment under ocean.
Yeah, we got quite a few of those, didn't we?
Yes, we did. The Terra entity is also indicating that natural disasters will be contributing to summer 2010 blues, emotional depression of millions of Americans. This is described as a coastal event, by the way.
Yeah, we called that the blue flu. Yeah.
There you go. The unnatural disasters are showing as being a particular problem over July through August. More failures on the part of civil servants within the federal government during a regional disaster cause a large paradigm within the populace of the USA over late spring through summer.
That should have been a large paradigm shift or change.
Got it.
Which we're probably on the cusp of at this point in terms of the social dynamics.
One more to go. Let me read that one again. More failures on the part of civil servants within the federal government during a regional disaster causes a large paradigm shift within the populace of the USA over late spring through summer. A paradigm shift within the populace. And the last, natural and unnatural catastrophes that will require humans to grab their wits and immediately put them to use. All right? Now, if that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. This came from the data as of last February, and the report was released March 12. It's right there, and you can access it at Rense.com. All right, now, the most recent report was just released. What was the official release date?
Monday, on the solstice, beginning of the solstice.
Okay. Now, any of you want to get it, you know where to get it, halfpasthuman.com. All right, I'm not going to belabor the point. It is out. It is...
Yeah, it can be Googled. Yeah, you can find it. Yeah.
All right. So, in looking back on this 2012 report from March 2010 report, see, I'm ahead of myself. March 12th, 2010. Is this the most eerily prescient data that you've gotten and assembled and released in terms of a singular event?
No, in my opinion, I think we did the best work ever with power failure some years back on the East Coast because we had details that were staggering. This is good. I grant you that. This is probably our second best. I don't want to, it's a terrible situation. And see, here's the issue. The reason we're so prescient at that is because it's so impacting of people on such a mass scale that the ripple goes through the social body, if you will, to such an extent that it affects us all at a level that allows us to pick that up months ahead of time. So we can't take credit for doing anything other than being out there and keeping our eyes open, because it's not us that's actually causing this. It's the huge emotional impact the social body, the fabric, if you will, of how many millions, tens of millions, 40 million people down there, plus the rest of us that are feeling it sympathetically.
And if they try to relocate 20 to 40 million people, a lot of the rest of us may be feeling it physically in our living rooms. Where are they going to put these people?
Doesn't quite work that way anyway. There is no they on that level of
that's right.
diaspora.
Exactly right.
No one controls it.
Yeah. All right, back with Clif in just a couple. Glad you're along tonight, and if your friends say we can't get on, we can't. Our band, we have huge bandwidth, and this is so, again, heavily listened to tonight that we will be posting it in its entirety for you tomorrow morning, actually later tonight, at Rense.com for a free listen. Okay, and a download too. Back in a minute. Okay, we're back with Clif High. Matt Simmons, the petroleum expert, been at it for 40 years or more, says that the entire Gulf will probably have to be evacuated at some point soon. We've been through the drill on this program too many times. I'm not going to do it again, about the gas, about the oil, about the hurricanes, and all the rest of it. We're talking about...
The hurricanes may be less of an issue, though.
Why so?
Because the military has maintained a 3-year embargo against hurricanes going into the Gulf and attacking our property, so to speak, and they're in the process now of forming high-pressure systems that will divert hurricanes to the south.
With HARP.
Correct. So that may be less of an issue. However, there is a penalty to pay for it that they're aware of, and they were actually probably going to unengineer the hurricane control this year and allow at least one large storm in. Why is that? Because the Ohio River Valley and all of the surrounding area gets a good percentage of their water from hurricanes. In fact, all the way into the Northeast sometimes, and so you need them as part of the cycle. I believe that is why we have such weird, strange, patterned weather over the U.S. this year that has kept the West here, especially the Northwest down into your neck of the woods, locked into this perpetual winter since last September. And it has to do with them maintaining that high-pressure system to divert hurricanes, because hurricanes have nothing to do with warm weather or warm water. It's all electrical, and they have to do it for at least 6 months of the year. So it's caused them some consternation, I'm sure, in terms of how they're going to engineer around this, and especially now they know they can't allow the hurricanes to bring much-needed water to the north. So there's caught between a dry place and an oily, wet hurricane. And I am hoping they'll choose to maintain the high-pressure blockages and keep the hurricanes out and allow more water to direct in over the Northwest. And that one keeps us wetter, but the alternative, is terrible.
What are they going to do with oily water up in the Ohio Valley?
Correct, yeah.
Even if they